Hello. So we're nearly at the end of month 5 videos on content. And I talk a lot about you. Of course I do. You're the most important person on this program. And a lot of what you've done over these last 4.5 months has been on your own. But of course, there's not just you involved in this, is there? And sometimes we have to consider the people around us and the impact that they might have on our eating. So this section, this step, I've called helping others to help you. And in the first part, I've highlighted some people, types of people who may unwittingly be sabotaging your mindful eating because they have an influence on you and because of the kinds of things that they say or they do. So to give you an example, we've got a feeder, right? So a partner or friend for whom expressing love and care comes in the form of food. Someone who goes out and buys you chocolates because they want to demonstrate how much they love you and they think it's what you need. And how are you going to deal with that? This step does have some potential strategies that you can use. The jealous friend who isn't that comfortable with you having a better relationship with food or losing weight. You might have a controlling cook in the household if it's not you that does the main meals, and you can't influence them very easily. You might have a well-meaning friend who wants to reassure you that you don't need to worry about your eating or your weight. And of course, incidentally there, if we don't give that person the opportunity by using the word diet or trying to lose weight or watching my figure or whatever else you want to call it, if we don't use those phrases, they're less likely to be able to then come back and say, but you're fine, you don't need to worry. And we're going to really miss you at Slimming World. Don't do this new thing. It's not going to work anyway. Well, hard does Slimming World work? But also sometimes friends, either the jealous friend or the well-meaning friend, can want to encourage you to have a cake with them or eat something that they don't really allow themselves. So they're still stuck in diet mentality and they want you to have it with them because it makes them feel better. And essentially what I want to say to you is that what or how anyone eats is none of your business, in the nicest possible way. It's about them. And all this is about trying to distance yourself from what those people are saying and what they're trying to make you do. You know, that classic, oh, go on, one won't hurt you sort of thing. Well, I've already said I don't really want one. So in this step, I've also given you a few things that perhaps you might say and a few strategies. For example, if you're cooking for the family and there's an expectation that you have certain food or you have certain quantities, I've given you a few tips as to how you might still stay mindful and eat what you want to eat. There is also a reference to eating out, which I've also given its own step, because I think that's quite a big thing for many people. So there you are. You've got some thoughts, you've got some strategies, and I hope it might help you feel less isolated if you're thinking that maybe no one else has got these issues with other people, or that maybe you're feeling a bit guilty because you've got some negative thoughts about them. It's fine. It's fine. You don't have to not be friends with them anymore, but I think some realization about where their motivation might come from can be helpful. And this whole program is about empowering you and making you more independent with your eating and with all the situations and planning and mitigating and thinking about it, that actually the more informed and the more you can stand back and consider the kind of situation that you're in, or the motivations of that particular person, I think the more helpful. And then you can choose what you want to do with it. I've just given you a few ideas in this particular step.